amazing performance. My God, my heart broke for Martha every step of the way in this film. Oh man, it pulled at my heartstrings. But what was it about Martha's journey that made you want to tackle this project?
Well, in a way, when I read it, I just halfway through, I literally stopped and thought, oh my God, I haven't ever seen this on screen before. I haven't seen a birth that's unedited, that's, intended to be one continuous take where it isn't like a film version, of like a 2-second clip that's maybe comfortable for the viewer. I thought, and we've seen so many deaths on screen, but we've so rarely seen birth in its entirety. So that was really exciting. And then, of course, the subject, it's something that's so rarely talked about in society. The more research I did, the more I couldn't believe how common it is and how many women and families have been through it. And so that felt important. I know that Chrissy Teigen's spoken about it recently, and Meghan Markle's written an article, and that feels like breaking the silence, and I just hope that the movie is one small part of beginning that journey where women and families and men, feel able to share and feel less alone with that experience.
Yeah, that opening scene, I felt as helpless as Sean was in that scene, trying to, wanting to like help out and nothing I could do. It was incredible. But losing a child is one of the most painful human experiences. How did you research and prepare for that?
Well, I knew, Joe, that I had to speak to as many people because I couldn't even pretend to even begin to think that I would know what that experience would be like unless I heard from people who had been through it. And I was so lucky to find many women who spoke to me about losing a baby at all different stages of pregnancy or stillbirth or just after they're born. And I was truly humbled by their courage to talk to me about it, a complete stranger, and sit with me for many hours, and also to have gone through it and survive that level of trauma and find a way to put their lives back together and continue with the loss. And yeah, I felt the whole way through filming, every day, all I thought about was them, really.
Wow. Now, Shia LaBeouf is notorious for method acting. Can you talk to me about sharing such intense personal scenes with him?
Yeah, I think the whole, because Katja who wrote it, and Cornell the director, it's very much their personal story. And so I think all of us knew when we approached it, this is it's their story, but again, it's like this universal story of this level of deep grief. And so we all approached it with real care, and there was a lot of like trust and respect between everybody, knowing that we were going to have to go and access these places, and every character has such a different experience of their grief. So we had to take care of that on its own. Martha's journey was like so singular. She's so unreachable, and the others are all trying to get her to feel something or show something or be a certain way. And yeah, I guess that taught me a lot about grief. We've all been through losses and moments in life where suddenly your whole reality is totally shattered, and you have to find a way to keep going and find adjust to this new reality. And I felt yeah, the whole experience changed me, and it was definitely a real company feeling, holding space for that, basically.
Now, the mother and daughter come into conflict in this film as well, but it's because they're both in so much pain at their core. What brings the two together, and what also keeps them apart?
I think I learned a lot about the mother-daughter relationship through this one, actually, and Ellen and I exploring it, because with Martha, it dawned on me really early how similar they are. And I think that's kind of played into this idea that she had always felt this expectation of her mother to be how her mother wanted her to be, for her mother to feel okay and safe. And I think part of growing up and separating from your parents is being like, this is who I am, this is my sense of self. And it's could be wildly different to you, and we can still love each other and understand each other. But I'm going to kind of undo those expectations or limitations or whatever it might be. And Martha's journey through her daughter teaches her how to begin to find her own voice. When something deeply traumatic happens to Martha, she's unable to speak about it or articulate it to anybody. It's beyond her remit to even know how to share it. And just towards the end, because her mother forces her to go to the trial in a way, that she begins to stand up and sort of find the words to define who she really is. And then at the end, there's a lot of healing between the mother and daughter. So it's inspiring, really.